for a couple of weeks with a knee problem. Wellington are unchanged. Tale not mucking around with a winning combination. Their captain, Ulysses Davila, has scored 2 in 2, and he's got his own personal cheer squad from his homeland. Great support from the Mexican community here in Sydney, turning out to cheer on Uli. How good is that? He did represent them in an under-20 World Cup about a decade ago now. So this guy's flying high. He's played 59 minutes of A-League football and he's got 2 senior goals. Third youngest player to score an A-League brace after another couple of former Sydney FC players, Jeremy Brockie and Dimi Petratos. And what Tomer Hemed would give for a goal. He hasn't scored one in 22 months. That's a total of 27 games for clubs and country. Did provide a wonderful assist in the win over the Mariners. Can he find the back of the net tonight? The Israeli international, he's also supported by plenty of fans at each and every game he plays. There is Luke Bratton, who scored that wonderful free kick down in Wollongong. It's a rare goal for him in recent times, only 1 in his past 42 games. And the mullet still out there for another couple of games at least, but then it will come off. Short back and sides coming up for Ryan Grant by the end of the month. Looks like that Mo's causing a few issues at the moment. Away we go in Monday night football. Can Wellington break the Monday night curse? They're yet to win on this day of the week, Robbie Slater.
Well, they'll be full of confidence after a win, their first win of the season, of course, against the Mariners. They were very good in the first half and under the pump from the Mariners in that second half, but they did defend quite well and they got themselves, well, they probably created 1 chance in that second half and scored with it. And that man's not here, Soterio. He'll be out for quite some time. But these 2 teams do set up structurally very similar, but Ufik Talay mentioned that he might have a few tweaks to surprise Sydney.
Yeah, because often they cancel each other out with the 4-2-2-2 formations. We'll see what those tweaks are as the game unfolds here. Rufer can send it wide via Devlin. Tim Payne pushing on down that right-hand side. Numbers in the middle as well. Cuts it back to David Ball. And here's McGarry into the area, the left back. Great start from Wellington, and it was an awkward save for Redmayne as Lewis let fly.
Well, they worked it from right to left. Ball thinking of having a shot himself. He plays it out to McGarry, just struggles to get it under control. And that's a good save, a sharp save at his near post from Redmayne.
Throwing his weight around to get defenders to find their opponents. Milos Ninkovic picking up Payne. Lewis, the lefty, to bend it away from the goalkeeper. Knocked on by Rufer and away by McGowan. Good start this from Wellington. Did win here against Sydney FC in the Mark Rudan era, 3-1. Lost here in their only other 2 visits, 1 against Newcastle, 1 against Sydney FC. Here's Davila, good cutback, Hemed, and away by Grant. Hemed, another chance, ball denied by Redmayne. Some start by Wellington, and they'll feel they should be in front already.
Well, what a chance to open the score on Redmayne. Big save, ball was stretching for that last bit of it. With Wellington out of the blocks at 100 miles an hour, and Sydney lucky to have not conceded there.
Big chance for the Israeli international, Tomer Hemed. Mentioned that drought. Extends back to his time with QPR. Didn't score for Charlton. Nearly 20 games for them. Need to get off the mark for the Knicks. He is a proven goal scorer at elite level.
Davila, the cutback, and Tomer Hemed manages to get it back into ball, who's stretching on the ground and smothered by Redmayne.
McGarry's clearance broke kindly for ball. Nieuwenhof trying to head him off at the pass. Another beautiful deck turned out here in Cogra. And Wellington enjoying playing on it so far. Fixtures are going to come thick and fast for these two teams. 4 more games before February is done. Rufer dropping in between the two centre halves. Laws missed David Ball and tidied up by Nieuwenhof. There's King. Ninkovic allowed to turn. Don't want to do that too often. Still rated the best player in the league by many, including MacArthur FC coach Ante Milicic, who tried to lure him to the Bulls. Now Nieuwenhof. Ninkovic nearly. Ball has been a good outlet so far. Davila past Nieuwenhof. There's an angle there as well for Hamed, and Redmayne able to get there.
Yeah, good goalkeeping. Off his line quickly, saw the danger, and it opened up. Davila with a surging run through the middle, and Hamed was on. Redmayne snuffed it out. And still, it looks sharp, Wellington. Two up front, they're playing 4-2-3-1, Wellington.
And Davila past King this time. He's running amok, and it must be inspirational to look over and see so many people from your country here to support you.
It's inspiring him already. This is the run from just before as he skips past Nieuwenhof. Nearly the perfect pass. You see he's in the background there. He knew he just got a little bit too much on it and made Redmayne the favourite. There they are. It's not a bad turnout.
Fantastic. It's going to be an in-swinger this time. Ball popping up everywhere. Back to Lewis. Davila left alone. Oh, Redmayne could only watch. Took a little deflection, claimed the Mexican. Not spotted by the officials. And we can check in with Mark Bosnich.
Good evening, Brenton. Good evening, Robbie, and good evening to all our viewers wherever you are watching all around the world. Fantastic start by Wellington. We heard Ufak Tale in the pre-match talk about the little tweaks, and I actually mentioned, because Robbie and I had spoken to him before the MacArthur game, about the biggest tweak would be the mentality, the way they started against Sydney, because he was lamenting the fact that he thought that they showed Sydney too much respect in their opening game in Wollongong. Well, we've seen that because their players deserve the goal. The other little thing, and Robbie just touched on it a little bit before, normally they play with the two number 10s in behind the two strikers. At this moment in time, one of those two strikers, and it's normally Ball, is actually dropping in like a more traditional number 10. So it's more like a 4-2-3-1. And that's been very prominent. Sydney have had a few problems just to be able to, who's going to go and mark that man that's going in between the lines.
And here's Davila again, finding a little bit of room to work with. Devlin, he's got his crew cheering him on as well. And I'll let Luke Bratton know about that challenge. Ninkovic dropping in to take it away from Ball that time. Johan may have been caught by Devlin. Chris Beath is the referee, and unfortunately Devlin's picked up a concern there. He clutched his knee and he's limping around in back play as King whips it in, looking for Barbarouses. Miss kick from Laws, and Johan kept it in. Great strength from Barbarouses. And then last touch off him for a goal kick.
Yeah, a bit unlucky. Harried well there. Hustled the player out of the ball, Barbarouses, and just a heavy touch. And Devlin, he'd stayed down, and his parents looked on with a worried look. Not himself second best in this challenge with Young. Yeah. Maybe back of the knee there. The clash.
Yeah, living at the family home. Cam Devlin not far from here, commuting down to Wollongong for training and games, and had to ask for a lot of the player allotment of tickets for this game, but his parents are concerned right now, hoping that he doesn't have to make way just less than 10 minutes in. Of course, it's a big year for him and so many young Australian players hoping to make the cut in Graham Arnold's Olympic squad. Only 18 spots available, 3 of those for overage players if Arnie goes that way. He wants to play each and every game before that squad is selected. That's a better sign. He's moving a bit better now. Tale loves his tenacity in midfield. The 22-year-old made his A-League debut in Sydney FC colours at the SCG. He used to sit in the cove cheering them on as well, but now he's here with the enemy. McGowan gotten his starting spot back after Ben Warland started the campaign. Now Baumjohann able to look forward. Such a good passer. He found Barbarouses, who tried to find Wood.
Yeah, quick transition there, Baumjohann. Perfect weight on that pass. Beautiful pass, and Barbarouses' idea was clever. Tried to play it early for Patrick Wood, but just got it a little bit too far in front of him, and it was an easy collect for Marinovic.
Just adds that different dimension with that ability to bend balls in behind Baumjohann. The German maestro.
Yeah, would have been itching for a start. He's been very good off the bench, but of course, calibre of player he is, he wants to be starting games. He gets his chance this evening.
Yeah, 6 straight substitute appearances in the A-League. Both finals last year and the first 4 games of this campaign. Here's Lewis. Tidy switch. Right into the stride of Payne. And that's an important stretch by King because Davila was ghosting in behind again. Nieuwenhof's got his hands full trying to track those runs of the attacking midfielders.
Well, that's what he said. Vitali said he wanted to get in behind the 2 sixes, Bratton and Nieuwenhof.
Laws and De Vere, central defenders for Wellington. Youth and experience. Devlin. Classy back heel from ball. Way back to Rufer. The leader of this team is Alex Rufer. Now McGarry. Be an interesting battle between he and Ryan Grant today. McGarry's been wonderful going forward, and Grant has been for so long for Sydney FC, and those 2 fullback roles on this near side first half. Sydney FC with just the 1 win since knocking off Wellington in their first game of the season. 7 points to their name. Wellington, with just the 4, have got games in hand on teams above them on the ladder, though. These 2. Nieuwenhof poked away from behind fairly. And here's David Ball on the counter. Davila wants it back post, went for Hemed instead, and Davila is screaming for it.
Well, they butchered a great situation there. Nieuwenhof dwelling on the ball on the halfway line. They were 3 on 2. When they break. 3 on 2 here. Plays that ball very early. And then ball, you see Davila at the back post screaming for it.
Hemed just attracted all of the attention. 4 sky blue shirts around him. And left Davila all alone, but it was a tough ball. to find him.
Well, when they broke 3-on-2, I think he played the ball far too early. Should have drove it, one of those defenders, to draw them out to make the space either side.
Nieuwenhof hasn't lost possession too often like that in his young career. Excelled in Qatar. And then that memorable starting debut against tonight's opponents.
Well, he would have had his heart in his mouth there as they broke, praying that they didn't score.
This is when he's at his best, looking forward, trying to make things happen. Callum Nieuwenhof picked out his man, Patrick Wood! Well, the two former schoolboy mates from St Paul's College in Manly combined there, and Patrick Wood couldn't pay it off.
Well, brilliant play from both. Nieuwenhof sort of ghosts in here and really get close to him, flicks it to Wood. Look how sharp that is. And he knows he should have scored. He should at least be working the keeper there. Make the keeper save it. He drags it past that far post. Best chance of the game so far. Can you see there he tried to tried to smash that ball, and really just a bit of placement. Take a little bit off the shot and get the placement right, he scores.
Pretty handy when he can bring two kids into a professional setup who've played together at schoolboy level. You can see that understanding there. Steve Corica and the Sydney FC Academy just getting these players ready for the big time. A lot of the academy kids are on the hill over on the far side watching this game rather than training tonight. McGarry being harassed by Ryan Grant.
Behind.
King able to dance around Uli Davila. There's Wilkinson, who racked up win number 150 in the A-League on the weekend, closing in on 300 games total. Wellington backing off. Barbarouses was just crowded out of it, but Wellington just taking time, sitting back at the moment. They've put so much effort into the opening 15 minutes. Rare careless pass by Wilkinson. Sets them up for a potential counter here, and that's a lovely ball from Lewis, played in behind McGowan, and he's continued his run here. Ball knew it. He'll settle for a corner.
A couple of set pieces already for Wellington, and we've seen how important, in just the recent games, how important set pieces are. So many goals coming from corners, free kicks. Hamid, the obvious target here, but also De Veer coming up. Alex Rufer is pretty decent. Laws is in there as well.
There's those kids, the under-13s right up to the under-16s are here, taking in the action tonight. As Wellington deliver their third corner of the evening. Away by Baumjohann. Lewis has looked sharp. And there'll be pressure for starting berths coming with Reno Piscopo back to fitness and amongst the substitutes tonight. Shielded out by Nieuwenhof, who gets a good hand. Hunting an historic three-peat this season. Steve Corica has won the grand final in his first two seasons. Never been done in the A-League. 3 straight championship successes. King stood his ground. Took it off Payne. Never scored an A-League goal. Looking to tee one up for Barbarouses. Square ball for Baumjohann. Passing their way through. One pass too many from Ninkovic.
Very good defending. Needed to be from McGarry. The mistake was from Payne on the other side, and they were away, Sydney. So both sides having good situations that they haven't made the most of. See, they got 5 blue shirts against 4. Tried a little 1-2 there. Good defending.
No shortage of goal-mouth action, as we're growing used to in the A-League in this fantastic season so far. Here's Barbarousis trying to turn Laws inside out. Johan, perfect pass again out in front of Ryan Grant. One not so good, but it still found a teammate in King. Hamed is isolated here.
Cameron Devlin's taken another knock, I think, on that knee, and he's still limping after that challenge on the halfway line there when Sydney broke.
Yeah, boys, they've decided to make the change down here, just as you said that, Robbie. They're readying a few players, and they will make the change for Cameron Devlin.
Yep, ready-made change. Matt Redenton can slot in there. For a moment, they were speaking to Mirza Muratovic as well, but more like-for-like change. Here's Redenton.
Cam Devlin's just looked over to Fatale and said, "I'm all right."
And Redenton has put the jacket back on for now. Watch this space as Wellington strings some passes together. Again, Nieuwenhof in the road as Hamed looked to shoot.
See Cameron Devlin is waving over. "Don't take me off. My family's here." And Redenton's put his jacket back on. Not a quitter.
They'll be monitoring Devlin themselves now, and will have to make the call if they see that he's not moving at 100%. Redenton going through a more rigorous warm-up between the plastic cones as we speak. Nieuwenhof past Devlin like he wasn't there, and the shot, he was thinking Wollongong all over again, wasn't he? Callum Nieuwenhof. That time they stood up and got a couple of bodies in the road. In Wollongong, from further out than that on a similar angle, they backed off and didn't know the scouting report that he could ping it in the top corner. Now they do. Marinovic in fact fantastic form in that win over the Mariners, called upon to make his fair share of saves. Lewis teasing one in, awkward for Wilkinson, and was barged off it by Hamed as Chris Beath weighs in with the whistle. Oh, Lewis was looking for the ball, but he caught Johan. Looked like an easy decision for the referee. May have won the ball initially, but he left the legs in there. There's Bratton. Wilkinson gave it to the midfielder. Johan pulling it back to Ninkovic. Barbarousis, suspicion of offside, and they'll give it now against the Kiwi, who debuted in Wellington colours as a 17-year-old a long time ago now.
inside right channel. You had Wellington on the other side, just a few metres away. Might have been the better option.
Wellington now deciding they'll go long. Searching for Hamed v. McGowan, two great aerial specialists. Johan headed it straight back to Hamed. Beautiful pass from Bratton. Straight to the feet of Ninkovic. That left-hand side is open, as it often is for Sydney FC. King sees plenty of it going forward. Ninkovic. Wood just dropping off. The nutmeg on Cam Devlin, who had De Beer for backup. He's not moving well at all, Cam Devlin. Just wonder whether Ufuk Talay is going to take the decision out of the midfielder's hands.
I just wanted to say that he's been limping since he's been feeling the back of his leg, and I know he wants to stay on, his family's here and all that, but Ufuk Talay needs to take the decision out of his hands completely. You saw Neuenhoff just completely skip by him about 5 minutes earlier, and like I said, he's been carrying that leg since he's felt it about, what, 15-20 minutes ago. So I'm sorry, you just got to take him off.
And it can work out against the player as well. You can do a more significant injury as well if you stay out there, because you know, you're not running at your best. Things can go awry. You end up spending more time on the sidelines than you should. Ninkovic summing things up. Sydney have steadied, haven't they, since the whirlwind start from the Knicks?
Yeah, both sides struggling to break each other down in most of the plays in this middle third.
Bratton and Grant have that wonderful understanding, the combination in the grand final, but that time Grant couldn't take it. Sydney FC's record on Monday night: 6 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. Aggregate of 18 goals scored, just 8 conceded. Wellington, 8 losses and 3 draws on Monday nights. Their aggregate 31-13 against. Found Johan. Devlin dived into it. Looked like there was plenty of ball there. Chris Beath had a good view of it, and Devlin screaming out to the 4th official saying, "How do you see it?" Chris Beath says, "Hang on a minute, I'm the man in charge. I may have stuffed up here, but give me the benefit."
Well, he certainly lunged in. He's definitely going for the ball. There's no doubt about that. As Wellington comes across, it's the ball, but it's a strong challenge.
Now he's got it. And found Davila in stride, and Luke Bratton can go into the book. Instead, he's not upset with the decision, I don't think. He's upset with teammates for letting him down earlier in the sequence. Every time. With a few other words thrown in there.
Yep. No, he wasn't going to let Davila get away.
Sydney FC with that 4-4-2 shape defensively. No way through the middle, pretty tight in there. Advantage played here for Ninkovic to take on De Beer, with Barbarousa still down after being on the end of that challenge. Did return to Wellington for a season there between a couple of stints with the Melbourne Victory, but with Sydney FC for a while now, Costa Barbarouses.
Once again, side to side, middle third. You can always tell when the game's stuck in that area. You don't see many corners, and we haven't for a while.
Look at Grant keep on going after winning the ball initially. And no one there for the cross into the middle. And he was borderline offside as well. De Vere was asking for that.
I think he was offside. The ball was played a fraction too late.
Yellow card for Rufer. Chris Beath deciding, let's play the offside, and I can give the yellow card for that challenge on Barbarouses a moment ago. The flag was never put up by Lance Greenshields, who's running the line on the near side. Wellington had possession. We can play on, deal with Rufer later, but Chris Beath said, no, I'm going to deal with it now. And there's confusion reigning at Cogra.
Oh, Ufuk-Talay's blowing up. He's talking with the fourth official.
It's our ball. It's our ball.
There's a free kick here.
He's found one for Sydney FC, has he?
Well, you can tell the way the players are going. Sydney FC's got a free kick. Good luck, fourth official, explaining that one.
Ben Abraham.
Well, maybe Bozza knows what's happened.
Here's the earlier one. It's Rufer on Barbarouses here.
That's in Sydney's half.
Yeah. And didn't Wellington have possession over here a moment ago? And suddenly Chris Beath's giving him a free kick. We'll work that out later. We'll try and go back through the archives as Baum-Johan goes square to Bratton. Lifted deep. Here comes Baum-Johan and headed clear by Hamed. There's a counter-attack on here. Wellington streaming forward. Lewis the furthest forward at the moment. Devlin is making a run. This would be some story if he got on the end of things. Rufer stands it up. Hamed's in there. He might have knocked one or two over.
It's still alive, second phase.
That's Baum-Johan.
That's Devlin again. I think he took cops a knock.
Baum-Johan again. Barbarouses, great finish. Sydney FC lead. And that's what you get with Alex Baum-Johan in your side. A sublime pass. And Barbarouses good enough to finish it off.
Well, brilliant pass. They had numbers, Wellington. And again, the quick transition. It was Wellington on the attack up the other end. What a finish from Barbarouses. That's the only way you're going to score there. Unless you blast it high, maybe near post, but across the keeper, you can't get more across the keeper and to score, because another centimetre, it hits that post and comes out. Wonderful finish for a man who's been searching for a goal, and you can see what it means to him. But Wellington were on the attack the other end. 4 passes later, the ball's in the back of Wellington's net.
Goal number 70 in his A-League career. And look how many men have done that before him. Not too many at all. He is the 6th to 70.
And what a pass from this man. Absolutely inch perfect. Barbarouses timed his run perfectly. Didn't need a touch. Just needed to find the finish.
I've called him the best passer the A-League has ever seen.
I know you have. I've heard it.
Do you agree?
I think he's a very good passer. I'm not sure if he's the best ever, but...
Who else you got in the
that's
conversation?
Everyone. Well, I haven't really thought about it, to be honest.
I think music is underway. Here's Hamed. Back to goal. Davila. He was looking for McGarry. Straight into the midriff of Lewis.
Lewis tries to do a Pommier. There you go, mate. Slipping the ball This time it's in the inside left channel. But Bomyohan is certainly a fantastic passer of the ball. There's no doubt about that. Sees things, sees them early. Look, he sees the run of Barbarouses, and that it had to be the perfect weight as well for what was about to transpire after his pass.
Yeah, it allowed for a first-time finish from Barbarouses, assist number 10, 1 in every 5 games, and a lot of those have been substitute appearances for Bomyohan. More minutes he plays, the more chances strikers are going to get. Just think what Bahaja, with his speed, not in the team tonight, could do running onto Bomyohan passes. Nieuwenhof going to get a yellow card for that one, as Chris Beath says he stamped on Devlin with that challenge. Didn't Devlin tread on him?
Well, whatever it is, every challenge seems to be on Devlin.
Is that a yellow card, Robert?
Looked a bit harsh.
Chris Beath came over suggesting that he'd sort of done something untoward the way he stamped his foot down. It's been a great effort from Devlin to soldier on. He looked in real bother about 8 minutes into this contest. Got away from Wood. Oh, superb touch from Davila. And then his second wasn't so good.
How good was the first half? He just couldn't match it with the second, you're right.
It was almost Keanu Bacchus-esque, a little flick that Bacchus produced for the assist the other night in that quite spectacular game at Campbelltown Stadium. Chopper sailing by, far from the airport here in Sydney. Bomyohan cut out by Lewis that time. Tim Payne's on his bike. Still Payne surging into the area towards that byline. And Nieuwenhof able to cut out the cut back. He's got that turn of speed, doesn't he? Tries to go right through the middle, and he was tentative on that yellow card the way he followed through on De Vere. Rufer trying to make his team tick. And Johan took it away cleanly. Barbarouses wanting it to feet immediately. Woods on his bike here. Great stretch by Laws.
It needed to be. Great work from Barbarouses. He's buzzing now, having got that goal, and he swiveled on that. And so very nearly found that Wood. Great intervention from Laws. Wellington just need a little bit of invention in that front third. Sydney closing the space. Davila not getting on the ball as much as he did in that opening 15 minutes.
Plenty of chat going on in the respective technical areas. Both head coaches getting advice from their backroom staff at the moment. Mark Bosnich, how do you see this game?
Well, Sydney showing why they're champions. For that first 15 or 20 minutes or so, it was all Wellington. Probably deserved the goal, but you had some fantastic defending, some really good goalkeeping from Redmayne. They regrouped, they made sure they sorted out the fact that Wellington are playing more of a 4-2-3-1, and they came back at them. I'm so happy for Costa Barbarouses. Really suffered confidence-wise from the ACL as well, and to get that goal was absolutely fantastic for him. But just a word on Alexander Birmingham. That was an absolutely superb pass. Any pass that are in those little pockets, that's that area between the edge of the box and the 6-yard box is so dangerous for defenders, but still had a lot to do, and he finished it off. Well done to Costa Barbarouses, and well done Sydney FC.
Good win in midfield, and Lewis took on the strike after being teed up by his captain.
Yeah, just opened up for him and sliced it off the outside of his boot.
There is the Socceroos and Olyroos coach, Graham Arnold, watching on with Andrew Clark. Plenty of players for him to run the rule over. The Socceroos in the back line, Wilkinson and McGowan in years gone by. Ryan Grant, a current Socceroo. Nieuwenhof, an Olyroos contender out of nowhere. Nieuwenhof again. And Johan, first time pass out to Grant. Sydney FC methodically working their way up the pitch. This time bit off a bit too much with that pass, Johan, and Wood had a little nibble. You threw Alo Quoll up as a potential Olyroos last night.
Why not?
Australian rep. Did Arnie send you a text today?
No.
Thanking you for that?
No, not at all. What a performance. What a game last night. The Mariners, the story of the season so far. The biggest one.
And the answer for those who didn't see it, Alo Quoll said, anyone who wants to offer me anything, including a spot at the Olympics, I'm all ears.
And I must say Brisbane as well. They're playing some fantastic football up there.
They're the top two right now. Well, it's like we're back to the Arnie days when he was in charge of the Mariners and Ange was in charge of the Brisbane Roar. They were the two teams to beat. Here's Barbarouses. And De Vere took it away. Barbarouses lunged in. And he's got a goal to his name, and now he's got a caution. And he's happy with that decision, or content with it.
Just goes over the ball, frustrated at having just lost it. Takes a lot to bring Big De Vere down. Big De Vere defended it very well and was looking to play out.
Got another player hobbling, just like De Vere, rather Devlin earlier. Barbarouses picked up a little concern there. Mexican fans applauding every touch from Davila. Now McGarry. Nieuwenhof on the edge of the area, tidied up. Wood fouled by Laws, who wasn't letting him turn.
And didn't need to. Wood was under pressure there. He's done well to get a foul because he was completely isolated. 3 yellow shirts around him. Cameron Devlin. This looks like something else, is it?
Or maybe an aggravation to that injury, because he said to Chris Beath, can you ask for the trainer to get out here? At the moment, Reno Piscopo is the one going through the warm-up amongst the cones. Redenton is ready if called upon as well. Reno Piscopo's finally worked his way back from a calf concern picked up in pre-season.
That's it.
Yep, that's going to be Redenton for him. Such a shame for the young man. Let's hope it's not too long on the sidelines for him. Comes Redenton. He spent a little bit of time away from Wellington, now back in Phoenix colours. Still a while to go in this first half. There'll be some time added on for the Cam Devlin stoppages. So close to being able to wait until half-time and not use a substitution window, but Fultale had to make the change and pull the trigger now once Devlin put his hand up. McGarry hasn't gotten as far forward as they'd like to whip those balls in with that dangerous left boot of his. Just worried about the threat of Grant going the opposite way. Now Davila. Decent ball, looking for Hamed, and McGowan went down and prompted the whistle.
Did well to make that half a yard to get the cross in, Davila. Shaped one way, come back the other way, and Hamed gets the foul on McGowan. Sydney proving very difficult to break down.
Only one defeat in their past 14 meetings with Wellington for Sydney FC. Lovely ball, Baumjohann. Bratton for Barbarouses. Now they're clicking into gear again. Wood found an angle for King. Barbarouses nearly with the tap in. He was offside though and played at it. Flag is up.
He was clearly offside. There's a good meter in front. Some nice football. Paddy Wood. Great ball out to the left-hand side, and Barbarouses just went too early. See here clearly, he's involved in the build-up. You see there is well offside.
King's done the right thing as well. Whip it in early and hope your strikers are onside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the keeper has no chance of coming for that. It's just about the timing of the run from the striker. Maybe played it a little bit too far in front. But he's not thinking of hitting anyone with that kind of ball. He's just putting it into an area. And that's exactly the right thing to do.
Risky header back towards Barbarouses, and now Baumjohann can get his head up. Had a glance towards Ryan Grant, who wasn't there. Baumjohann takes on the strike this time.
Yeah, worth an effort. Difficult because he's hardly got past his marker, but there was nothing. It was closed. It was locked in front of him. He has to look to the right, look to the left, and he shapes up around right Denton. Well, he didn't get totally around him, and because of that, he's off balance and slices it. He's been excellent in this first half.
Didn't come off the boot as Marinovic would have liked, but it bounced through for Davila. Redenton. Grant right in the face of McGarry.
And the door's locked, isn't it, for Sydney? Wellington unable to unlock it. At least they did in that first 15 minutes, 15 to 20. They were coming out the blocks, didn't they? 100 miles an hour. A bit of work for Ufuk Talay at half-time.
Devlin taking a back seat. Ice pack applied. Mention those fixtures coming up. Both of these teams in action this weekend and then midweek next week. Could miss a few games, Cam Devlin. Here's Baumjohann for Barbarouses again. Wood is there, and De Vere held his leg up long enough to stop it going through.
Yeah, Barbarouses clever. He's tried to put it through the legs of De Vere. It's Paddy Wood on the other side of him. There goes Paddy Wood. That's exactly what he has to do. And if it sneaks through his legs, you don't know what might have happened. But well, he's going to give them time to take this corner. McGowan's up, Wilkinson's up.
Half-time whistle is imminent. Balmjohan. And that should do us. Chris Beath with the whistle to the mouth immediately. Sydney FC under pressure early on, but then Costa Barbarouses on the end of a sensational pass from Alex Balmjohan to score the only goal of the first half. Sydney FC looking to continue their dominance over Wellington, 1-0 up at the break. Wellington already forced into one change, might be thinking about one or two others at half-time, which isn't a substitution window. Reno Piscopo has been chatting to some of the coaching staff. Mirza Muratovic was doing some warming up as well. And look at the Wellington member of the coaching staff chatting to Chris Beath about some of the decisions during that first 45. You don't see that too often, but it's all above board. Let's go down to Adam Peacock.
Thanks, Petey. Alex Wilkinson, pretty happy with how your side is balanced so far in this first 45, Alex?
Yeah, pretty happy with how things are going. I think we can probably be a little bit better defensively. But in saying that, they're having a lot of their ball right at the back and it's not troubling us too much. So we've created a couple of good chances, so hopefully we can create a few more in the second half.
The one that was taken from Costa Barbarouses, a few people have been on his back about his efforts in front of goal so far this season. Is that something, what he provided there, that you've seen in training so far?
Yeah, look, we see that every week in training, and you know, Costa does a hell of a lot of work off the ball for us, and you know, those little runs that he makes are fantastic, and we've just got to make sure we're on the same wavelength as him and provide him with chances, and he'll put them away. Cheers,
Wilco. I'll let you go before a half-time shower behind you. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Alex Wilkinson joining us, Sydney FC captain, Sydney FC in control yet again at home, like the old Sydney FC at Cogra. So Wellington with a few problems to solve. What a ball that was from Balmjohan. We'll be back in a moment to analyse it with Mark Bosnich and maybe learn a new rule about football as well. Back soon.
Goodness, isn't the stage set? This game is from another universe!
Out on the patio, we'd sit, and the humidity we'd breathe. We'd watch the lightning crack over cane fields, laugh and think, this is Australia.
Colorbond, made by Australia.
Athlete's foot playing on your mind? Fight the fungi with Caniston once daily. The no mess, no touch applicator helps to prevent cross-infection and makes it easy to kick athlete's foot. Try Caniston once daily athlete's foot cream.
We're back. Scores are level, so it's still anybody's game. There's the tap. Looks it out. Oh, sells the candy. Heads into it open. Goal and drops it. Oh, that's gotta hurt. That's the stuff nightmares are made of.
Across our diverse country, Dakin's state-of-the-art technology and whisper-quiet operations ensure pure comfort inside, wherever you call home. Dakin.